Life's a party. Life's always a party. Let's go.
Yo, 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 what's going on, baby? How we doing?
What is that? Are you DJing? What is that?
Chicka, chicka, what's up? How we doing today? Hope everyone's having a great day.
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, starting their day.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
You never had a taco before, have you?
I'm not a taco man. No, I'm not.
I'm going to be cutting back on I'm not a big taco guy either, but I'm going to be cutting back on the tacos because you know why, Paul? I'm a gym rat now. And so are you.
Are you? I don't know about rat.
Well, what are you doing tomorrow morning?
Going to the gym, baby. That's what I did.
Not only are you going to the gym, but you're also going swimming at the gym.
I like to swim. I think swimming is a good exercise. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. All you guys listening at home, Paul and myself are not workout people. It's not what we don't work out.
That's a true statement.
And we actually both recently signed up for a gym membership. So we always go on the show and talk about positive vibes and how to better oneself. So we went out and took an initiative and we ordered a gym membership.
We did.
There's like a lot of things I don't like about the gym though. It's like the whole going to the gym is hard. I just don't even like the smell of the gym.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, with the gym, I think one of the biggest problems with the gym is just feeling as though you're being judged, right? Like it's so hard for people to get to the gym. Once you get to the gym, then it's a lot better, but then you're like, okay, you know what I mean? Are people watching you? Are you doing something wrong? Are people judging you? Like this, that, and the other.
Well, people are always like, don't let other people affect you. But it's like at the same time, like they'll be like, oh, everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's easier said than done to not think that.
No,
or to think that.
110%. I mean, I was literally in the gym yesterday. It was my first day at the gym in a really long time. And I was there, and like somebody's like, "Oh, like here's a tip," or like, "Hey, like you know what I mean?" I think
you explained it to me as the guy was screaming to squat lower. That's how you explained it. Squat lower, Paul.
There was a few.
Oh, I didn't know your name, but
no, there was a few people. But somebody I knew, and they said something like, "Here's a tip," and they did it very nicely. So like that's a good way to help encourage someone at the gym.
This is how you really bend those legs.
But there was another guy. As I was told Ryan before the show, I was squatting. And there was a guy there, and I was doing squats or whatever, and he was like staring at me in the eye. He was right in my face, and he's like, "Lower, boy. There's no shortcuts here. Like, what are you doing?" And he's this big built guy, tough guy.
Well, that's the thing. These gym rats they think they're better than people, but they're not. I mean, go out there if you haven't been to a gym. Join the group. Me and Paul are getting started. We're working on our bodies. We're working on our mental state.
Yeah.
Let's get into the show.
I like it. Positive mind, positive body. We're starting with movies. That's what I like here. That's what Ryan likes here. We like to talk about pop culture, and something that's really interesting and exciting is that movie theaters are trying to make their comeback. We've talked about it for a while, but they're trying to make their comeback.
Well, I mean,
finally.
everyone's trying to make a comeback.
Yeah.
In today's Texas is trying a little faster than most. Well, the movie theaters are open. Well, you just said you went to the movie theaters, didn't you?
I went to the movie theater the other day. I saw Tom and Jerry.
When you told me this, I was like, I thought they were showing like throwbacks.
Like these were old Tom and Jerry cartoons kind of thing.
Was it like, what kind of movie? Is it an animated movie?
Yeah, Tom and Jerry. It's like an animation live action hybrid. Something you would see like Scooby Doo or.
It sounds like a James Corden project. Is he in the movie? Is he in the movie?
No.
It sounds like one of those projects.
Yeah, he's done like Peter Rabbit. Like it's something like that. You know what I mean? But Tom and Jerry is interesting because Tom and Jerry are 2D animation, right? And a lot of times you would think if they did a new film, it would be 3D, like CGI animation, the way they kind of did Scooby-Doo, right? Like he's a dog, but they've animated him to look like 3D and not a 2D dog. Or Tom and Jerry in the film are like 2D animation, which is pretty cool. So it's like old school animation, very similar to Roger Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Do you know?
I've never seen. Did they find out who framed him? I hope they did.
Dude, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is
no one knows
amazing.
who framed him? Like, did they find out?
Yeah, watch the movie, dude. That's the plot of the movie.
If you guys know at home, just shoot me a quick message. Let me know who framed Peter Rabbit.
No, not.
Oh, Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
What the hell happened to Peter Rabbit?
Peter Rabbit is James Corden's film, dude. Totally different thing. Stop getting mixed up.
There's a lot of rabbit. There's Hobbs from Zootopia. Great movie.
That's not.
Let's just sit here while I try to think of all the rabbit names.
Okay, so that's wrong.
That's the episode.
Movie theaters.
Yeah, Officer Hobbs.
Judy Hobbs.
That's
the rabbit. I thought you were talking about like Luke Hobbs in Fast and Furious.
I think we should play a game on how many rabbit cartoon characters I can name from movies. Ready?
Okay.
Go.
No, we should not. But movie theaters, New York and LA are the biggest two movie markets in the country. That's kind of what really drives the box office. So both of them have been out of play. Like you couldn't go to see a movie theater in New York, especially in New York City, and LA and California's kind of been shut down. So
have you seen a movie in New York City? I wouldn't think New York would be a top movie theater because they have the Broadway shows. They have just a lot of shopping. They have.
So what? Like all the population in New York just doesn't like to go to the movie theater? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, you got me now.
But they're back to 25%, which is really good and good for movies in general, trying to make some money and trying to help support theaters. But some new movies coming out, and I think that's what's going to help drive this movie theater coming back to life is that, Tom and Jerry came out, Judas and the Black Messiah is from Warner Brothers, Disney's Raya comes out, or will have came out on Friday when you're listening to this, Disney's Cruella, Godzilla vs. Kong is coming out. So there are these new blockbuster films that are coming out, which will hopefully help the movie theater.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah.
How many Godzilla King Kong movies are there?
There's the new ones. There's like a new Godzilla film.
I feel like every time I wake up and start a new day, there's a new King Kong or Godzilla movie.
That's what people like, man.
Well, Godzilla is the lizard, right? And
Yes.
then King Kong's the monkey gorilla.
I'm glad you at least know that fact. Yeah.
I'm big on characters. That's what I always said. I always if we ever blow up, Paul, as a podcast, and maybe I do some comedy on the side and blow up, one thing that I really want to do is be a voice animator. Is that what they're called? Voice animator?
Like a voice actor.
A voice actor. I would love to be a voice actor in a show like Zootopia.
Dude, I would love to do that too. I think voice acting is so interesting. Those guys work their ass off, though. They're really good at what they do. Voice acting is not easy. I mean, but it's a really cool profession.
You don't think I can do it?
But no, I mean, dude, you could do it. Kevin Hart did it. Other comedians, a
I'm
lot of
better
famous
than Kevin
comedians.
Hart. How about that?
All right, slow your roll there, buddy.
All right. What we got here?
But so something we were just talking about, like movie theaters coming back to life. They need the help of the movies in general. So now we're getting these blockbuster films. But something that I told Ryan, I was like, maybe this is something cool we can talk about. The first thing block of the show is the death of the movie theaters and ways it can involve.
The movie theater is finally getting movies back. They need something to pop. They need something for audiences to be attracted into coming back to the movie theater. It can't be the same old anymore, Paul. Their marketing team, I guess it would be the marketing team, has to come up with some way to get people back into the movie theaters. I don't care if you got to have a butler in there or a roller coaster or a massage during the movie. Yeah. Something's got to happen to get these people back into the seats.
Yeah, for sure. Something that, I love the movie theater. I know Ryan likes
Do you like the movies?
We like going to the movie theater, but I like that movie-going experience, right? So, movies and media will never go away. It's not going away anytime soon. We're at the boom. We're at the golden peak of television. The amount of television and good quality, like high-produced content is insane right now, especially with all these streaming services, right? And I think that's the biggest problem for movie theaters is this streaming service where, Netflix, now Disney Plus, HBO Max with Warner Brothers, Hulu, Amazon, like all those people, they have so much money where they can produce these high content for a smaller screen audience. And that's where you're not getting these people like, okay, especially the price of a movie theater, like what's going to get me out of my house to go to the movie theater when I can basically see that same type of, level of content at my home, like comfort of my home.
That's like when you were saying the TV, there's so many TV streaming platforms now that not only is it giving us better shows to watch, but I think the reason for that is because of so many platforms that more actors and actresses are getting chances to show their talent. You think of like Michael B. Jordan, and then as streaming platforms evolved, the more projects he gets to go, and the more movies or shows he gets to show people how good of an actor he is and his range. So like the more streaming platforms, the more contracts for actors, which equals more movies and better movies for us.
Yeah, there's so many projects out there for actors working in Hollywood at the moment, especially because as I said, all these streaming like platforms, and they just want to compete. Like now they're just competing with themselves. Like Netflix is no longer competing with the movie theater, right? Like they're no longer competing with, hey, how do we make sure someone stays home? It's like, no, like they're gonna stay home.
Like Netflix already accomplished that.
Yeah,
like we got the people staying home. Now we got to fight Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and all those other streaming platforms.
So what has kind of happened in the movie theater? It's kind of been declining. One, because of price, but price is just like evolving, inflation, as well as now they're competing with the streaming services, so there might not be as many people going to the movie theater, but they always went for those big blockbuster films. So like Harry Potter or the Avengers or, Fast and Furious. There were certain blockbuster films that were really gaining a lot of money, and that's why people and the studios want to stay in the theater too, because you are getting those large sums of money very quickly. Just like Black Widow. Like, we were supposed to get Black Widow from Marvel in May, and then COVID hit, and they weren't like, hey, we're not going to put this on Disney Plus, because that's a possibly $1 billion grossing movie, and Disney's not just going to throw that away to put it on their streaming platform.
So,
you know what I mean?
Here's the $1 million question, Paul.
Yeah.
What do the movie theaters have to do? They have to up their game somehow. Yeah. I mean, they got to give me some shrimp cocktails or unlimited Bud Light kegs for me to go into the movie theaters and watch a movie. So what are some things that you think they could possibly do? I don't know. You can maybe be hired by AMC. If these ideas are good enough and we get a popular TikTok, maybe AMC will be like, hey, Paul McGarty, you're our guy.
Yeah. There's a lot of really cool things that movie theaters have been at least trying to do. We know the idea with recliners, right?
A massage? What if they gave a massage?
I like that idea. I don't know how expensive it would be to put a masseuse in the theater, but the recliners have definitely gained, popularity and are now a standard for movie
everyone
theaters, right?
loves the recliners. Like, the recliners, people fall asleep, and it'll be like an A+ movie, and the recliners are just putting people out to sleep. It's like, wake up, buddy. She's snoring next to me. I'm trying to watch Endgame Marvel here.
Yeah.
Wake up. I'm like throwing popcorn on his face. Like, the recliners are good. I get that, sir. But if you're not going to watch the movie, just leave, dude.
Yeah. So the recliners are good. The heating, mind blown at some of the newer theaters, the recliners now have heat in them. You could heat your ass.
Do that. They could heat my ass.
Get a warm and a little toasty
intrigued.
for you.
I'm not going to lie. I'm very intrigued about that one.
So that's really good.
That's really good. The heat on the ass is really good.
That's a good thing. That's getting me in the theater. I don't got that at home. You can't do that at home. Now with COVID, right? Like, what kind of happened with COVID with the movies? That people still wanted to see movies. So there was definitely a huge boom in drive-in theaters this summer, right? Have you ever been to a drive-in theater?
I have not. I do want to go, though. It just doesn't seem like my cup of tea for some reason.
Why? What's throwing you off?
I mean, my car, I would have to sit in my driver's seat, right?
Yeah.
My car is not that comfortable. I have a Ford fucking Focus. I'm not going to sit in a Ford Focus I do when I drive. But to watch a movie, I just feel like my car is not compatible with the drive-through movie. Like, if I had a nice, I was going to say a nice van, I could pull in reverse with a nice van, pop the hood, sit in the back of the trunk, get a couple blankets and some popcorn, call it a night, then maybe I'd think about it. Like a nice little Windstar van, Paul.
That's a good night. Yeah, I've only been to one. They're just a little far for me. I know there's probably one about 45 to an hour away from here.
Yeah, there's really none in our location, like South Jersey area.
Nothing too close, but I think the biggest problem with me is the car, I think, as well. Like, if I had a van or if I had a truck, you do the bed of the truck. That's pretty dope.
But here's the thing. I don't want a fucking van. I'll bypass the movie theater drive-through as long as I don't have to drive a van around. I will never drive. That's what I told my girlfriend. I said, if we ever, get married, have kids, I will never drive a van. Ever in my entire life, I'll ever drive a van.
I think vans could be cool. I think depending on what you do with the van.
Now we're just talking about vans.
But
what do you mean? You're gonna pit my ride? Pit my ride. Windstar van. We'll go to the movies,
There you go.
Perfect date.
The drive-in movie's not bad. Like, I really enjoyed it. I think, if I had a better car, but I enjoyed it. The quality of the film's great. The audio is great. You just tune into a certain dial.
Are there ever car crashes?
At the drive-in, I doubt it. It's a big.
Oh yeah, you were
open
telling
field.
me that. You said that to hear the volume of the movie, you turn on the dial of your car.
You turn your car off, all your headlights off or whatever. You put it in aisle, and you turn on the radio station, and they tell you which movie. So they might have 3 screenings that night, right? So they have big 3 screens. And you'll park in the movie that you want to see, right? And then maybe Avengers is on.
No, it's King Kong, and then Godzilla, and then King Kong versus Godzilla.
They're all on a different station.
That's the 3 movies for the night.
And depending on what you want to see, you pick that, and there you go. And then you just watch it. There's usually a snack stand. There's a porta potty if you want to, whatever. But it's a cool thing.
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I think a lot of people did, and obviously with COVID. But I'm curious to see past COVID what people will do, if that's still an interest, or is it more just it's a fad, it's a thing you do maybe once a summer.
COVID. There's no rules anymore. Let's just throw COVID out the window. Well, Texas did.
Yeah, Texas did. What's the but what are some of your ideas future wise of movies? What can you see them doing to bring in that audience in the future?
Well, you mentioned this. I'm going to steal this right from you. We were
Thanks.
talking Well, you want to bring it up?
I'll bring it up.
Look,
So
look, Paul's not going to let me steal it. That's why he's not going to let me steal the idea.
Something's really cool
He really wants AMC to hire him to be a marketer for their company.
So something like
I bought AMC stock. Don't forget that, AMC. I bought your stock, so it better go to the moon with Dogecoin.
I bought AMC a while ago.
Oh, okay, now go ahead. Give your idea.
Something cool that I've seen previously is, like if you go to an amusement park and you're watching maybe like Shrek 4D, or you're watching like Jimmy Fallon just did a new ride where you sit in and then
The Lilo and Stitch. Isn't that 4D?
That's like it's a weird seat, but the seat doesn't move or anything. So this idea is that if you were almost in a amusement park type of setting, so say you were watching the Avengers, right? And a company would come in and they would fit the theater for their design. So just like IMAX is a third partner, and that's a brand that will come in like AMC or Cinemark, and they would make that specific theater like IMAX, so the screen would be bigger, that kind of thing. Where this company would go in and then they would fit all the seats, they would fit the audio, they would fit like if they were doing sound or like smells or that kind of thing, and you would basically fit their technology to say the Avengers, right? So then maybe if like Tony Stark gets hit, that you get a little jolt in your seat, which is kind of cool. Like if you're watching Jurassic Park and they're like running, your seat might move a little bit, or maybe they're walking. There's like a scene with Candy and she's smelling her cotton candy, and then there's like a puff of.
I don't know if I would want that.
Like
to
smell.
feel as if I am in Jurassic Park with the T-Rexes. I don't know. I mean, I feel a little bit safer if I was just watching instead of actually feeling as if I was getting attacked by a Tyrannosaurus Rex, Paul.
Yeah. So it depends, like what you want to do, but that's definitely
But I
the
do
next.
agree that I think movie theaters are in that they're gonna be at like there's gonna be 4D movie theaters all over. Like it's gonna go to that point. I feel like at least.
I think with the level of immersion and specifically the price point, like what are you getting? What's the difference between your house with Netflix and an AMC movie theater? That's a big jump. Like that's a reason I would go.
Here's devil's advocate here. So if you were to make not all the movie theaters, but some movie theaters 4D. The problem is that people get like motion sickness. I mean, it's almost practically a roller coaster while watching a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not to the extent where you're going on King the Cod down. I don't even know how far that is, but people will get motion sickness and they won't be able to go, and then their kids will want to go, and it'll just be a lot of controversy. But I do think it will be limited seats or limited theaters where they'll play 4D movies eventually.
It's not like every, if you go to see the Avengers, it's not every theater seeing the Avengers is going to have that 4D technology. But just like, we were talking last week on the show, you want to watch something in 3D, you pay the extra $4. Maybe that's what that is.
Who knows? Maybe like 60 years from now, they'll be able to turn us into a dinosaur while watching Jurassic Park.
And then if this, another idea too is definitely virtual reality. Virtual reality is definitely the next wave of just entertainment in general. Being able to live a new life, live a different life in a different setting. And if you were able to put on a headset or even eventually contacts, if you could put on contacts and watch a movie in your house, where you could turn your head and see the rest of the scene, but you're also focusing on the story. I think this
is very inappropriate. But I've seen people watch porn with those things.
That's definitely the next level of immersion.
Hey, if you're not going to get it in actual life, you might as well go to virtual. If you accept that you're not going to get any ass in real life, it's okay to go to virtual because it's almost the same thing.
It's the way life is moving. It's the way people are becoming so homebodies now, not wanting to do anything else than leave their house. But the technology is almost there, so it's coming.
Dude, it's at the point where I'll get out of the house and I'm like, holy shit! It's like I haven't been outside in 4 days. It's like this is what fresh air feels like. I got to get out more often.
Absolutely.
All right, but that was a good little movie segment. Hopefully, we'll get some butlers, massages, 4D, be in Jurassic World, see Godzilla versus King Kong in a drive-through movie.
I'm a huge fan of the amusement park, so if you could put me in that all the time, man, I would pay the extra $4. Don't get me wrong.
All right, next block. We're gonna switch it up to what do we like? We like to do movies, and we like to do what, Paul?
We like to party, baby.
We like to party. Life's always a party. So we're gonna give some of you guys at home some party fouls, things you guys should not do at a party, and we have 5 of them. So it's not overwhelming to you, but it will actually enhance your partying experience. All right, so here's the first one. If you show up to a party empty-handed, that's a party foul.
No go, baby. Don't do that.
That really does drive me nuts, though. I had a couple friends over for a UFC fight night, and 3 of them showed up empty-handed. And luckily, I had a whole beer fridge full of Bud Light because I'm sponsored by Bud Light.
Yes.
But it's like you just expected me to have beer for you to drink and alcohol. Like, what if I didn't?
Yeah. I
I mean,
like,
it's like no one ever said anything to me. They literally just showed up and just started like they're like, "Oh, where's the beer?" It's like that's very rude of you, sir.
That's a weird thing. I've never
Now
really
you have to
experienced
shotgun and crowbar the first 3 beers you have now.
Tell them what's up. That's your foul. You committed a crime. You got to pay the price.
But that's just like maturing in life because as adults go to adults party or like a block party or their friends,
Super
parents,
Bowl party or something
Super Bowl
like that.
party.
Yeah.
People always go get like a bottle of wine. They'll bring like some beer, but that's like the nice thing to do. If you don't do that, it's a party foul.
Yeah.
It's a buzzkill.
Dude, I'm trying to grow up a little bit. I've been a little more fancy with some like
Oh, you fancy, huh?
with some couple parties.
Whoa.
So, you know.
Whoa.
We've
Swinger parties?
No, not swingers. No. But definitely
Not yet?
No. I mean, I don't know, man. But something, I mean, getting older, especially if you go with a couple, if they invite you to like a party or something, it's it's just polite to bring like a bottle of wine, or like if you're bringing something for you guys to drink, or even just drink together with that other couple or anyone else who at the
no
party.
one wants snacks. No one wants. Oh, I do want a couple brownies here and there, but the alcohol is important. Show up with some beer.
Yeah,
Because if you show up with beer, you're already on the everybody's nice list. Hey, you brought some beer. What do you got? Okay, cool. Let's take some shots. And that brings us to our next one. What's our next party foul, Paul?
Refusing to take part in the group shot.
Now this is kind of. Well,
It depends. It's a hard thing because
I don't want to say because it's like peer pressure.
Yes.
You're peer pressuring somebody to take a shot. But if you're the only one sitting out in a group, it's like usually there's one group shot to start the night.
I agree.
As long as you take that first group shot, vibes are good, then something is up. I watched this show called Florida Bama Shore. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's on MTV.
I have heard about it.
And they're at a vacation house because of COVID. They can't go anywhere, so they're at a vacation house. And they were taking a group shot. It made me think of this. So the one girl is pregnant. She's like, "Oh, I don't want to tell him I'm pregnant yet, but I can't take the group shot because I'm pregnant." So then they're like, "Oh, something's off. Like Nielsa's not taking a shot. What's wrong with her? Something's weird," and like kind of killed the vibe of the party. But she had a valid reason not to take the shot. But if you don't take the group shot, it just gives weird vibes off. That like maybe you're mad at somebody, maybe you're not down to have a good time.
But I give you.
But it goes both ways.
Yeah, I mean, I give you props. I was at a bar recently in Jersey Shore, or now you're making me think
Jersey
about
Shore.
the Jersey Shore.
Fist pump, baby.
But I was in Jersey City, and we were at a bar, and we did like a group shot to start the night, and we all did tequila, and there was maybe about 8 of us and stuff, and someone there doesn't usually drink tequila, and she was like, "Oh, like I don't know," and then it was a little bit of peer pressure. It was like, you know what, we're out, we're all having fun, like let's just do tequila. So
It's like the fraternity sorority pledging. You're pledging to have a good night if you take the group shot to start the night.
Well, it just gives good vibes too. Like as Ryan said, it gives a positive vibe throughout the course of the night. You started out good. Everyone's on the same page. Like that's
Everyone's down to blackout tonight. Love it. Everyone's on the same page. Another group shot in about 10 minutes. All right, get around here around 2 minutes early. We'll do another group shot. That's what I kind of do. You get mad about that.
everyone. No,
I'll be like 10:55, another group shot. And I'll be like, oh, okay.
group shots are good if they have a good time in between them. It's not, hey, let's do this.
5
every
minutes
5
isn't
minutes.
enough time for a group shot?
I don't think a lot of people would agree with you on that one. No, but I mean, if you're trying to black out those nights, I have sometimes where I'm just you go in saying, hey, like I'm not gonna remember tonight. Then yeah, let's do one. Let's do 2 in a row, bro.
All right.
Like. Let's do it, man. Let's get fucked up.
That was like your birthday. You were really off the rails on your birthday. I was like, oh shit, I gotta keep up with Paul tonight.
Dude, my birthday was in December. We all went out, and I was messed up that night.
Well, we had the fireball. Nothing ever happened to go with fireball sleeves. If you get a sleeve of fireball, you're not gonna remember the night. Like you're not gonna remember it all.
You know it's gonna be a good time, and my birthday, that was one day where I haven't drank in a while and said, hey, like we're gonna get messed up tonight. Like that's just the rule. Like if I don't remember how the night ends, then we had a good time. Like happy birthday.
Next one, happy birthday. Next one for blacking out. Don't fight. Like I hate. This is a really big, like a big no for a party foul. Is do not fight with anybody. Like even arguments, not even just physical altercation, because we all know those gym rats we talked about before. When they get a couple beers in deep, they're beer muscles. That's what they get.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they're so tough. They'll say things they would never say before. Personally, I'm not a person that gets violent when I get drunk. No. Neither are you. But like, it really does kill a vibe. Like if a girlfriend or boyfriend are arguing in the middle of the party, or another guy's getting face to face with another dude in the middle of the party. It's like you're killing the vibe. Like that's a party foul.
So something on the realm of that too is I want to say something about people who are like instigators. So I'm not.
Well, are you calling me out?
No, I'm not.
I am an instigator.
But I'm not.
You
saying,
can call me instigator.
I'm
Paul.
not. Relax.
Paul, call me an instigator.
Relax here.
Please
okay.
call me an instigator.
Can you stop, please? So fighting, right? So someone who likes to fight. But if you're fighting during a party, like I'm not someone who likes to fight, but for some reason people like to fight with me. I've kind of figured that out. Like it's Paul can get ticked off easier. Like hey, like there's this sore spot with Paul tonight. Like let's piss him off. Then like you can go fuck yourself. Like you shouldn't be at the party if we're all trying to have a good time and you are even though you're not fighting, if you're trying to cause a fight, you're also the problem. So. Don't do that. Positive vibes. Let's have a good time. Let's drink. Like, enjoy the friendship. Enjoy what we got. Like, let's do it.
You know what I hate when guys get into, like, altercations at parties? When they get really face-to-face. Like, they're literally nose-to-nose. Like, they're almost about to make out. They do that for, like, UFC face-offs for weigh-ins. They'll get so close. Is that supposed to be intimidating? To be face-to-face where you're almost making out with the guy? Like, if I'm going to fight someone or talk shit to you, I'm not going to get all up in your breath. Like, I don't want to be close to you. Like, you might, like, that's, I don't want to say it's gay. I mean, I'm not gay, but, but, like, you're almost making it, like, why is it that when guys get angry at each other, they get literally nose-to-nose, face-to-face? It's just the weirdest thing to me. And even my girlfriend, when we watch, like, reality shows and guys get into fights and they get, like, chest-to-chest, it's like, relax. Like, if you're going to do something, punch them. Like, don't just go nose to nose and tickle each other. Like, what the fuck's going on here? Do something.
Yeah, don't be up in the grill. No grill.
It's just something that bothers me with fighting.
All right, so next one too. If you're not in the party, like if you're not in it, and
if you're not playing a game,
yeah, like conversing with everyone, and you're on your phone, you're texting at the whole time, your mind is somewhere else. Just go there. Like leave. Like that's the next thing we want to talk about. Party foul.
Like if someone's just sitting on the couch, literally text like. Twitter fingers, texting away. It's like, what are you doing? Like, get up. This is your time to like socialize.
Yeah, if you're
like,
not,
have a conversation. So like, who are you texting?
If
There's
you're not,
80 million people here that you can learn from. Sorry.
No, you're fine, bro.
But what do I always say? It's like if you talk to someone for 10 minutes, you can learn something you've never known in 10 years.
Exactly.
You can't do that on the phone. I mean, maybe you can if you go on TikTok. You can learn the whole fucking world on TikTok in 10 minutes. But it's just good to talk to people. Like, what do you possibly do on your phone?
Yeah,
not playing Angry Birds. It's not a thing anymore.
You have to be interacting or be social at the party, or you shouldn't be at the party. Like that's the whole point of the party. And everyone's there to have a good time. Usually, no one's. Sometimes the night ends differently, and somebody might piss you off, or we have that parting foul like fighting. But altercations do happen at the party. But usually, good intentions
Back to the altercations.
Usually,
if you want to fight me. Say it to my face, bro.
People are there at the party to have a good time. So don't be somewhere else. Interact with people. Learn something new. Because usually you'll have a good time.
Paul's like, yeah, so don't text while you're at a party. But if you want to fight me, like, do it. Like, but if you're texting, but like, if you really want to like not have like fight, like,
if you want to talk shit on your phone too, like if you're texting.
What if I text you talking shit while you're in front of me at the party?
That's the best, dude. You've
done that?
No. I know people who do that.
Oh, that's weak.
Especially at a party, if everyone's having fun, socializing, that kind of thing, and then you're talking shit like to another person at the party,
and then they see it over the shoulder of the other person. I've seen that. That's trouble.
It's like, bro, like we're just trying to play like a drinking game. We'll be doing some beer pong, some flip cups, some something, and I'll be like, dude, did you see that? And he's like, what? He's like, dude, I was like in the kitchen and I saw something. They're talking shit. Like they're literally.
Or if someone's phone's charging next to the speaker because they're on aux, and then like someone goes, ew, you see like Deborah's dress tonight? Like that is an ugly
hell's
ass
wrong
dress.
with Deborah?
And it's like, oh shit, you shouldn't talk shit while texting at a party, Paul. What's our last party foul? Give it to me, Paul.
Last
Bring
thing
us home.
you should never do at a party is spill your drink.
We are all guilty of these.
When you are if you are on the night to black out, there's going to be some drinks that are spilt in there.
It should be like try to limit under 5 spilled drinks per night.
I agree. That's a good number. I think that's a good number. 5? Especially when you're playing drinking games or something.
It's going to happen.
Your hands are moving all over the place. You're maybe talking to a friend. You're not looking. You try to grab your drink. Just don't waste too much of the drink.
So here's the thing. So it happens a lot. You're wasting the drink.
Yeah.
But even though it happens a lot, it is a party foul, because then no matter what you're doing, you got to find a cleanup, you got to find a towel, you're interrupting the games. It's a party foul. I mean, it happens so often to everyone. us included.
Yeah.
But it's a party foul. You can't get away from a party foul. That's a party foul.
That's a party foul. Next segment here, block 3. We're going to continue the drinking train, baby.
Drink.
And,
Drink. Sorry.
Right now with with all the vaccinations, it's just like shot,
It's
shots.
It's just like Harry. What's the fastest route to blackout?
There you go.
That's what we're at right now.
Next segment, we're going to be talking about and breaking down some of our favorite drinking games. We definitely want to create more. We want to do this more in the future as well. So if you like the segment, let us know. But some of our favorite drinking games. First one we're going to explain to you is beer ball.
Beer ball. I love beer ball. So it's a very simple game. Beer ball is a great game if you have ping pong balls but don't have red Solo cups.
Yeah.
Like, how many times have we been at a party? It's like, dude, you don't have any red Solo cups? Like, no one's gonna go out and drive because everybody's drinking. So it's like, oh, you have ping pong balls. Let's play beer ball. So what the game is it's a 2v2 game. And each person starts out with a brand new beer. So if you're already sipping on a beer while walking around, socializing, nope, that's not going to cut it. Brand new beer, not even cracked yet. That's how you start the game. And you basically just play it on any table, but longer is better. And what you do is you place your beer upside down on the end corner of a table. And you have a partner on the same side as you. So say if me and you are partners, Paul, we have a ping pong ball. The game is just 2 balls. You need 2 ping pong balls, 4 beers unopened, uncracked. And then what I would do is I would try to throw the ping pong ball at one of the upside down full beers. And if I hit it, then it's your turn to flip your beer over, open it, and chug it. And your objective is to chug the beer before the other team gets the ping pong ball and places it on the table.
Yeah, it's a game of you have to be very fast, light on your feet, quick reflexes kind of thing.
Good aim and a good chugger. That's what you need to be this game.
You need to be a good chugger for sure.
Now, the problem is that we have a friend that got drafted in the MLB, and when it's his turn to throw, what you have to do is you basically have to block the ball because you want to keep it in the diameter of like me and you so that we can get the ball and stop the other person on the other team from chugging.
You want to be able to get the rebound, right? So that's kind of why you're doing that. But depending on how someone throws the ball, like on how hard someone throws the ball.
So he's a pitcher that got drafted. So what he does is he really gets the leg kick going, wounds it up, and really lets it rip. And then what happens is it ends up hits me in the nuts, it hits me in the face. I end up having bruises the next day. So like that's not a fun experience. Like if I see him on the other side of the table, I'm like, dude, do a little I do a dart, like a little dart shot. Because it's not the velocity that causes a big rebound, it's the accuracy, Paul. So if you give it a little touch, it pings off, it goes off, it rambles around, goes under the couch, you can chug and we can win the game. But beer ball's a great game.
Yeah, the idea is just make sure your beers are finished before the other two. It's a good game. If you have 4 people, that's definitely, just like most games, like beer pong, other kind of things, it's just 4 people. But it does go quick. It does get you messed up,
too.
too.
You'll be hammered. And it's good because, like you said, it's only 4 people. That's a critical point. So if you and your boys or ladies are, like, in your dorm drinking, play some beer ball.
That's a good game to play in the dorm, for sure.
Plus, the walls are condensed, so the ball doesn't go around as much. So it'd be a good game. It also, though, if you hit the can with the ping pong ball and the can falls off, you have to get a new beer. So that's where, like, the element of you getting really fucked up while playing this game comes in. I'm a big beer ball fan, except for when I play Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
What's our next game, Paul?
Next game we have here is not to be played in your dorm.
It's played in West Virginia, not to play in your dorm.
It is called Stump. It's one of my favorite games. I discovered it a few years ago with a group of friends. I think it was like Memorial Day weekend or 4th of July, and we were playing at someone's house in the backyard.
Great tailgating game.
Oh, amazing tailgating game. The problem with this game is that you need to find a tree stump. It's not like red Solo cups where you could go in the store and grab some.
Yeah, you can't go in the right end and get a tree stump.
But if you have a nice piece of wood, like a tree stump.
Yeah, like a tree stump.
Yeah. I mean, if your
I
wood's
just had
nice.
to clarify that. Got to clarify that.
If your wood's nice, then, hats off to you. But basically what you have to do is you have a tree stump, usually in someone's backyard, maybe in the parking lot if you're at a sporting event kind of thing, and you just have nails. And what you do is what's fun about this game is that you can have really as many people as you want. How many people you have there.
I mean, I don't know about whoever you want. You got to fit around in a circle, Paul.
But everyone who's playing, say we have like 5 or 6 people who are playing, You surround the tree stump. Everyone gets their own nail. You hammer in your nail just a little bit so it stays upright, and kind of everyone's is the same level. Then what you do is you go by turns. And the idea is that you want your nail to be the last one standing and not nailed into the tree stump.
Right. So what you have to do is you'll get the hammer. So if it's my turn, I get the hammer. Very safe game. I mean, I probably recommend wearing like a helmet to play this game. I mean, it's not safe for anybody near you, especially if people are really fucked up. If people are really fucked up when they're playing, the hammer can go anywhere and it's very dangerous. Wear some goggles or something. So what you do is you flip the hammer like literally in a 360-degree angle. Like it has to go a full circle. But the catch is that you have to catch the hammer and hit one of the other nails simultaneously. Like you can't catch it, stop, plant, and then hit a nail. Like you have to simultaneously hit the hammer to the nail, but you don't want to hit your own nail.
Yeah, your turn has to be one continuous motion of what you do is you take the hammer, you dap it on the stump, you flip it 360-wise, grab it, and fucking like just go to town.
You'd be
on
like,
the stump.
Fuck Ryan, I'm going to get him. Bang, 360. I look like Woody. Bang, hit that.
If you hit his nail, obviously the cleaner the hit, the more the nail will go in the stump, and a better like turn that was for you. But, you know, if I hit Ryan, next time Ryan's going to go up, he's going to try to aim for my nail. So it's just a fun game. If you miss the nail, you miss the stump in general, who cares? You just pass the hammer. But it does get dangerous.
No, that's where the drinking comes in. If you miss the nail, you got to take a sip.
There you go.
And then that's how the drinking. It's a great game, very dangerous. So if there's a shit-faced person, don't put them next to you for the game of stump. But definitely try it out.
Do you remember, so I don't know why I just remembered this, but it was prom weekend. I think it was our junior year.
That's where I remember playing it.
So that was one of the first times I remember seeing what this game was. So this must have been like 2014, maybe spring of 2014. We just did prom. We went down. We go to Wildwood for the weekend. We rent a motel with our entire like classmates, which is pretty dope.
Bring a stump, the normal, the usual.
And somebody brought a stump. Like they brought a stump up into the motel, and they were playing it outside on the deck. And I remember that just being a good time.
Yeah, it was dangerous. It was very dangerous. I think I got hit by the hammer a couple times.
Whose idea was it to involve a hammer in any drinking game?
Yeah, that's not. Well, there's the game Beer Darts where you throw the darts. You ever hear that game?
No.
Right,
yeah, I've definitely.
We could talk about it another time, but Beer Darts and Stump are very dangerous games. So here's our last one. It's 5-round flip cup, and I would have to say this is our fan favorite. Like everyone we know loves this game. It's really the life of the party game. We might like copyright this as life of party's game is 5-round flip cup.
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, I told Ryan before the show, I showed this to some of my fraternity brothers up in North Jersey in Montclair, and we did this for one of my boys' birthday, and it took a little bit to explain to everyone how to play, especially explaining a new game to people when they're already pretty blacked out.
No one's listening. It's loud as shit, and people are hammered. And now you have to teach them a whole new game that's 5 rounds and has 5 different rules for each round.
But it's
challenging. I would say the least.
Oh man, but it's still simple enough where you can explain it to people, and it's definitely a lot more fun than the average flip cup game. So I would do that 110%.
So what are we gonna do? A speed explanation here on what 5-round flip cup is?
Yeah.
All right. So everybody gets 2 cups, 2 solo cups. Think flip cup. You have a team on one end of the table, a team on the other end. Think flip cup. It is flip cup actually.
Yeah, and you have 2 cups. You fill them just like normal flip cup level.
With beer, not water. This isn't like Pong with your little wimp. Well, first of all, Pong should be played with alcohol and beer. If you play Pong with water, you're a wimp. Oh, COVID, I get it. But you fill beer up with the cups.
And
you fill beer up with the cups. You fill beer up with the cups.
You fill a cup up with beer. You got me confused there a little bit too. Okay. But you play the game as if you were doing a normal round of flip cup, right? So one person on each end of the table starts. You go through the entire row of people, and then usually the last person to the first person to finish that row will win the game. But in 5-round, it just goes around.
So it's a simultaneous 5 rounds.
So person 1 will go first, person 5 will go last, and then it'll just go back to person 1.
So whoever finishes the 5 rounds first. So the one team can be on round 4 while the other team's on round 2.
You just want to finish the full 5 rounds with your team first. Each round is something different, though. And if you want to...
Well, yeah, they're pretty simple. So the first round is just 1 cup, right hand only. Boom. Flip it. Paulie calls it Paulie 1 swoosh.
Get it.
Right hand.
Yeah, you flip it on the first try. Paulie 1 swoosh. There you go.
All team goes. Then next round, left hand.
Left hand.
Just 1 hand. Then bang. Third round, what is it, Paul?
Third round, you fill up both cups, you drink both, and then you have to flip both cups at the same time. If one lands and one does not, that does not count. You have to restart and just get the cups back, and you're flipping them at the same time. I personally think this is the hardest round.
Oh, yeah, it is the hardest round.
For sure. And then once that round, we'll go to round 4.
Which is you have 2 cups. You fill them both with beer. People don't fill them both up with beer, but you take both of them and you drink both cups. You flip the one over. People don't play it that way, but we're going to talk it that way. You put the one cup upside down. You get your partner next to you to hold the cup face down. Then you drink the other cup, take the cup, and flip it on top of the other cup like a tower. So you're basically doing flip cup to stack it on top of the other cup.
Yeah.
Then once you do that, next person goes.
Then the 5th round and the final round is you fill up your cup, you drink your cup, and then instead of flipping normally, you have to flip this one with your mouth. There's usually 2 ways people can flip it with their mouth.
The one is the vacuum.
The sucking method.
I do that. I'm a good sucker.
So you would kind of go down
No
and
homo.
like suck the cup and then flip it over. You vacuum it. And the second one is like you kind of grab the edge of the cup and you're kind of like with your teeth and moving it. The only rule is you have to get it to get flipped.
I've seen some crazy shit people try to do with their mouth. They try to like flip it up and do like a triple front flip. I'm like, I've seen some crazy shit. But the problem with this game is that there's many people who cheat. It's a top cheating game. And a lot of people have their own way of flipping the cup, or if they're behind in rounds, they'll do a quick like, oh, is anybody watching me? Like there's so much going on that you can easily kind of just like flip the cup over without anybody seeing anything.
Yeah, for sure.
So like people like to cheat in the game. So that's what it is.
Yeah, so pay attention when you're not playing to make sure that no one else is cheating out there.
Paul's phone's on the couch. If it vibrates one more time, it's gonna fall off the couch and it's gonna shatter.
It is okay.
Yo, I'm gonna call you. It's gonna shatter.
But that is some of our drinking games.
That was funny.
Definitely some of our most fun. Let me know if you guys like this segment.
Well, let's tell them what we're gonna do, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
If they're Life's a Party listeners, they deserve. It's like the Anchor, like A-list members. They should know. If they made it this far on our show, they should know that we got some content coming out with this.
We want to do some tutorial videos of like our favorite drinking games. Maybe make like a 2-minute video that we could post on TikTok, on YouTube, at saying how to play 5-round flip cup, how to play stump, how to play beer ball. We have a bunch of other games that we want to do as well. So it would be cool, like a little tutorial that Ryan and I will teach you how to play.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Make
It'll
sure
be on
that
TikTok and YouTube, maybe.
Yeah, you watch it, show all your friends, and make sure that you're the
Life of the Party.
There you go. That's
Life's always a party. Life's always a party.
the trademark there.
All right, here we go. Last block. People have been dying for us to do another block on conspiracy theories.
We had a good segment last time.
People are dying for us to do a couple more of these. So that's what we're going to give the people. We're going to give the people what they want.
What is the first one we got here, Rye?
First one is that this is the conspiracy theory. This is not what I made up. That Khloe Kardashian is O.J. Simpson's daughter.
I'm sorry, what?
Khloe Kardashian from Keeping Up with the Kardashians is the murderer, O.J. Simpson's daughter.
Okay, how is that true?
Fun fact. All right, so it turns out on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2009, that Khloe, which is obviously the youngest, she is the youngest daughter of Kris Jenner and Robert Kardashian. She actually asked her parents if she was adopted on the show. And Kris Jenner was like, no, you're not adopted. And then it later turned out that a maternity test later revealed that she was telling the truth. So, but I mean, there's a lot of speculation that Khloe's paternity continues to like raise questions in the media. I mean, I see it all the time. I was watching ESPN and people were questioning or saying that O.J. Simpson was the father of Khloe Kardashian. So, as we know, the couple is Kris Jenner and Rob Kardashian, and Kris Jenner was like, oh, in 1984, Khloe was born, and she's the father of Robert Kardashian. But it turns out that Kris Jenner actually cheated on Rob Kardashian. But allegedly, she says that it wasn't with O.J. Simpson. Now, this is where the speculation comes into play. This is where apparently O.J.'s daughter looks a lot like Khloe Kardashian. Like, we have a picture here, and they look similar. I'll give them that. But O.J.'s daughter, Sydney, is very similar in looking to Khloe. So people are speculating that when Kris Jenner cheated, she cheated with O.J. Simpson, which then had the baby of Khloe, which makes Khloe Kardashian the daughter of O.J. Simpson.
She looks very close to O.J. Like a lot of her facial features here.
See, so when they said like, oh, Sydney, Paul's phone's going nuts over there. So when they said like, oh, Sydney looks a lot like Khloe Kardashian, I didn't really see that much. But when I look at the side by side with OJ and Khloe Kardashian, they look a lot alike. So it's like, holy shit, they might be onto something here.
They definitely look pretty similar.
Well, OJ's black.
Yeah, but
does Khloe look half black to you?
But you can have, you can be mixed, and you not
lighter, yeah.
Yeah, and take one specific trait from one of your parents. You know what I mean? That's normal.
So this one last plug on this thing is that apparently OJ was in jail, and there was like the media was literally blowing up. I think it was in 2018, and the media was blowing up Khloe that she was like, oh, okay, go get a paternity test. So OJ was like, okay, if she comes visits me in jail, I'll take the test. And then it turns out that it actually didn't happen. So the speculation continues. Paul, what's our final conspiracy theory? Give it to the people. What is it?
One of actually our favorite boys too. We always dance to this guy, right? Michael Jackson. There's a big rumor and conspiracy theory that Michael Jackson actually faked his death.
So there's a lot of conspiracies about celebrities faking their death, but this one has me a little bit. It caught my eye. I'm not going to lie to you, Paul.
So a lot of theorists say that Michael Jackson never died. He faked his death. And there were some pictures that have kind of came to light that are like, oh, maybe that's Michael Jackson. Did he do some surgery? That kind of thing. So the first thing is that there was a video of someone who looks very similar to Michael Jackson jumping out of a coroner's van and walking into the hospital. And that has caused a lot of suspicion that the video of the person who looks like MJ actually attending his own funeral.
So this is a weird. I saw the video, and it's a really weird video. It's like this guy on an iPhone chasing this a gurney? Is that what it's called? Or like the ambulance?
Yeah.
So there's this guy with like an iPhone chasing this ambulance. I guess when Michael Jackson, after his death, there's not really much context to it, but he's like literally spying from far away, and you see a figure hop out of the back of the ambulance. Fine, and it looks like Michael Jackson has long black hair. And I understand the speculation, but it's so condensed video that I don't know how you can take too much information from it. Maybe it was his mom getting out of the ambulance and they were rushing her to go see him, or I don't know what the scenario was. But from the back, and it is a little bit suspicious because the car drops him off in an alleyway, and this guy's kind of taking this hidden cell phone video. So it is. I understand the speculation of Michael Jackson possibly being alive.
Yeah, and as we said, someone at his own funeral that looks very similar to Michael Jackson, maybe with some face replacement or some plastic surgery going on. And if I died, hypothetically, if I died and was still alive, I mean, I think a lot of people have thought about that, said, hey, like, what is my funeral going to look like, right?
Right.
So
what's the one thing that's really sad? It's like one of your boys will be at all your funerals, but no one will be at his. That's so sad. But here's one thing, like, when I heard the story and I was, like, reading this article, I was like, dude, like, this is the dumb shit that, like, pisses me off. Like, these conspiracy theories about, oh, Michael Jackson never died, Tupac never died, there's documentaries. But, if someone were to fake their death, I think would be the fucking king of pop. I think Michael Jackson would do it. Like, he's that out there where he's like, he might do it. Like, he might fake his death, which had me a little bit like, you know what? I'm on the fence now.
That's where some of these celebrities, as Ryan said, you hear a lot about, oh, maybe Tupac's in Hawaii, or he's somewhere.
Well, that
right?
I kind of get too, because like I don't know if he was involved in gangs or something, but it's understandable. Like, he wants to move away to a safer place. Why not fake his death so that other people who are out to get him won't come get him? So the Tupac, Michael Jackson, Tupac I get because of reasons, and then Michael Jackson because he's just a weirdo. And if someone were to do it, it'd be him.
There were a lot of controversies of Michael Jackson when he was alive. So I think probably towards the end of that, he was like, what's a way that I can kind of get out of this, kind of get away from the spotlight? Because obviously,
well, he had a lot of like acquisitions on like, not child pornography.
It was like child abuse and stuff.
Yeah, so maybe he like faked his death to get away from that. And then this last thing I saw, what was he on the Larry King show?
So there was a guy on the Larry King show, and his name was Dave.
I gotta watch this video. I haven't seen it. I mean, there's a lot of like Michael Jackson got plastic surgery. To say that this guy looks like Michael Jackson based solely off of plastic surgery it's stupid. Like, he would not go on the Larry King show if he was alive. Like, this is the worst take by the conspiracy theories I've seen in a long time.
You wouldn't go on a national television show when you're trying to hide out. You know what I mean? But that's interesting. Michael Jackson.
Dave.
Do you think he's still alive? There's a lot of celebrities that you could be like, oh, maybe he's still alive. Or, it's always interesting that when someone passes away that you say, hey, like, okay, was this planned? Like, you don't know what the government's doing. You don't know what people are doing.
Jeffrey Epstein, they say he's alive.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the newest people to kind of be in this realm of this conspiracy, though.
Pretty cool, man. That's a great show, Paul. I love our shows.
That is our show.
They go by way too fast. It's like we blink and we have a good time, we talk, and then it's just like, oh, hour's up. End of episode.
Well, we're not ending this thing anytime soon, so you got a lot more time to talk about.
You're right. I'll be back next week.
We
will both be back next week.
We'll be back. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I don't know where I'm going, but thank you for listening to the show. Continue to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, if you haven't already, at Life's a Party Pod. We appreciate the YouTube sub as well. Just got over 200 followers last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, so that was really dope and something Ryan and I were pushing for. TikTok, we're still pushing for 50,000 followers.
What is up with that? Let's get to 50K. We thought we would have it that night we shot the show last week.
I know.
I think TikTok's up to something suspicious with MJ. I think they're on to something where they're holding us back.
As I said, though, everything comes in good time. So we'll get there eventually. 50K, 100K, 200K, 300K, to the moon, right? Life of the party to the moon. We're having a good time here. So thank you for listening. As always,
music, take us out.
Peace.
Later.